Hi everyone, welcome to Cloud on Air, live webinars from Google Cloud. We are hosting webinars every Tuesday, and my name is Chester Louie, and I will be talking about protecting your workforce with Chrome Enterprise. You can ask questions anytime on this platform, and we have Googlers on standby to answer them. So this presentation is really broken down into three sections. In the first section, we will discuss some industry insights and trends by cybersecurity and show both how businesses are impacted. In the second session, we will talk about the security benefits of Chrome OS bundled with enterprise features unlocked by the Chrome Enterprise license that can help your company stay safe. In the third and final section, we will take a look at Google and how it keeps its own business secure from malicious threats. And with that, let's get started. With the growing media reports of state-sponsored espionage, financial crime, and tampering with elections and other malicious behaviors, cybercrime has moved to the forefront of the current news cycle. This has not only become a concern for individuals, but for businesses of all shapes and sizes as well. We face new challenges, and we have to keep our businesses secure. Headlines like these not only show well-publicized hacks that have resulted in significant losses, they reiterate the need for businesses to revisit their cybersecurity strategy. IT administrators have more complexity to manage as business demands evolve. They have to defend against external attacks and internal vulnerabilities while keeping the business moving. With the prevalence of increasing affordability of cloud computing, mobile devices and connectivity technology in the work environment is vastly different from what it used to be. On average, let's take a look. An employee typically has 3 devices to do their job, many of which are not tethered to the desk and can be used outside of the office. The average employee also has about 22 cloud apps that are installed, many of which have not been approved by IT administrators. As a result, security concerns are greater than ever as there are more and more points of attacks and leakage. 98% of Fortune 500 companies were affected by malware in 2017, and as a result of that, 69% of those were affected by phishing. So workers are also highly targeted for phishing and malware attacks. Google has conducted research and has shown that enterprise users are 6.2 times more likely to be targeted for phishing attacks and 4.3 times more likely to receive malware than typical end users. Given the sheer rate of enterprises and its employees as targeted by phishing and malware threats, it's important to implement a strategy that deters falling prey to these attacks. Not only are cyber attacks affecting proprietary company data, but it's also becoming a large financial burden. Current estimates show that the global cost of data breaches will reach $2.1 trillion by the end of 2019, according to the Cybersecurity Ventures 2017 Cybercrime Report. Hackers are not only looking to cash in on data, they're collecting account passwords. They're finding new ways to hold data hostage. In attacks like ransomware, data on end user machines are encrypted by a malicious party, only to be decrypted with a payment. Ransomware attacks have increased 15 times since 2015. Along with this, employees continue to be vulnerable to attacks, which are increasing and becoming more complex. According to the Willis Towers Watson Cyber Risk Survey in 2017, 90% of all reported breaches were caused by employee negligence. With the increasing number of sophisticated bad actors, along with the growing numbers of vulnerable employees, these numbers could continue to be on the rise. So, with the shift targeting increasing in complexity amongst the cybersecurity environment, IT has to find solutions and preventative measures to handle the risks associated with enterprise threats. A solution to consider for this changing cybersecurity landscape is Chrome Enterprise. Chrome Enterprise provides solutions fit for the workplace of the future. We provide a secure, consistent user experience across a range of devices that can be used anywhere with Chrome OS and granular controls and enterprise features with the Chrome Enterprise license. When it comes to security, Chrome Enterprise follows 3 pillars: proactive protections, evolving defenses, and granular policies. These 3 buckets come together to tell a really compelling story about how Chrome Enterprise approaches security in an entirely different way. Chrome OS follows a multi-layered interlocking approach to proactively protecting data on the device, from the hardware to the firmware to the operating system, to the applications, and ultimately the browser level. All layers of the Chromebook are working together to provide a secure computing experience. So, like I highlighted earlier, starting at the hardware level, every Chromebook comes with a Google-designed hardware security module that is tamper-resistant and encrypts all the data on the device. At the firmware level, verified boot ensures that the operating system has not been tampered with by an untrusted source. Chromebooks are unique because we have 2 versions of Chrome OS on the device at all times. So if one version is detected to have been tampered with, the Chromebook will attempt to boot the other version of the operating system on the device. Now let's take a look at the operating system level. OS updates and patches happen in the background, thus ensuring no downtime while your employees are getting up to date. Since there are 2 versions of the operating system on a Chromebook, the version that is not being used by the end user will be updated in the background to prevent interruption, only to be booted up upon the next machine start. No more employees pressing ignore on update prompts. Chrome OS also stores most user data securely encrypted in the cloud rather than locally on the device. This removes the need to protect it on the local device, thus removing the threat. Lastly, at the application level, Google Play Protect ensures that the applications distributed in Google Play are not malicious. We'll talk more about this in a bit. So if you look at the overall value proposition, all of these benefits come stock on Chrome OS devices to ensure a highly secure computing experience. Chrome OS also comes with Chrome browser and all of its security benefits, which come on all devices with Chrome browser, no matter the operating system. In 2017, we had 2 security engineering firms develop 2 white papers to examine the relative security strengths of the 3 most popular enterprise browser: Chrome browser, Microsoft Edge, and Microsoft Internet Explorer. The research of these firms have found that Chrome browser was able to detect more phishing sites than Edge due to our safe browsing technology, actually 83% to 76%. The research also determined that Chrome browser was the quickest of the 3 browsers to patch major security bugs. Next, I want to talk about our solution against phishing attacks. Chromebooks, in conjunction with security keys and safe browsing, make G Suite users secure against these types of attacks. First, security keys. Security keys are supported by G Suite and provide a second requirement for authenticating into your account. The security key is a piece of hardware that can be plugged directly into, for example, the USB port on your device, and ensure that even if your password is obtained by a malicious party, they would still need the security key to log in. Secondly, let's talk about safe browsing. Safe browsing warns users of malicious threats before they actually happen. So if a site is detected to be a phishing site, for example, the end user will be prompted to steer clear and turn away. Finally, and as discussed in previous slides, Chromebooks offer background updates. This ensures end users are always up to date with the patches and the most recent vulnerability patches on board their devices and the browser. Next, let's discuss Chrome Enterprise License. The Chrome Enterprise License unlocks a collection of enterprise features and granular management that help IT administrators manage a large fleet of devices with over 200 plus policies. All of this plugs into a legacy infrastructure and deploys and allows administrators to deploy applications to their end users. With user-based policies, IT administrators can ensure that employees are compliant regardless of which Chrome device they are using. With device-based policies, IT administrators can ensure devices adhere to strict protocols, regardless of which user is accessing them. With Chrome Enterprise licensing, IT administrators can also manage applications and extensions and distribute them in a curated list based on an end user group. And lastly, with fleet management commands, IT administrators can easily provision, monitor, and lock down devices at the touch of a button. The Google Admin Console is a cloud-based device management portal. This capability to manage Chrome browser and OS started over 6 years ago. And we're even more excited to announce that we are partnering with third-party enterprise mobility management providers to give you an even more flexible and broader, easier access to security features. We just announced a partnership with VMware AirWatch last year, making them the first third-party EMM solution to manage Chromebooks. We also just announced new partnerships with Cisco Meraki, Citrix ZenMobile, and IBM Mass 360. And there are many more to come. We also have integrated Chrome OS with Active Directory to allow customers to enjoy the benefits of Chrome within their AD infrastructure. For those of you who are unaware, select Chrome OS devices support the Google Play Store, bringing the most popular mobile app ecosystem to Chromebooks. With managed Google Play, IT administrators can curate application lists for employees and even have different lists for different groups. One of the major benefits of using Google Play as an application distribution mechanism is the malware detection that happens on the server side. Google Play has a feature called Google Play Protect. This offering scans over 50 billion apps every day to ensure malware is not detected. As a result of this, over 2 billion devices are protected by Google Play Protect by using applications signed to be and deemed to be safe. Now to our final section. Let's take a look at how Google thinks about application access control and keeps itself secure. When it comes to protecting its data, Google has considered 3 areas to ensure properly security measures that are put into place. The first bucket are users. We need to ensure that the right users have the right level of access to get their jobs done. The second bucket is applications. Applications provide access to data that potentially not all employees can have access to. And the third bucket is devices. Google considers this deeply when determining when an employee can have access. What types of devices are employees accessing from? And also, is the device a corporate issued device? Google ultimately needs a solution for detecting this type of scenario. So when you combine these three things, you leverage a methodology called Beyond Corp, which is essentially tiered access. In a tiered access model, policies are set at a corporate level. So internal services are classified by trusted tier. User credentials, for example, are verified when resources requests are made from specific devices. Given this information, access to data and applications are granted if the risk profile of the end user and device matches the trust tier. Google has moved away from perimeter-based security and IP-based trust. What this gives you is an employee that can connect to the internet from anywhere in the world without a VPN and be able to access his or her applications. There are three primary Beyond Corp principles. The first one, connecting from a particular network must not determine which services you can access. The second is access to services is granted based on what we know about you and your device. And the third, all access to services must be authenticated, authorized, and encrypted. To provide a simplified example, consider the use case of various employees at Google. An employee may only require a low tier of access to retrieve access, for example, to the cafeteria menu. They don't need access to more sensitive services like the HR portal. Assigning the lowest tier of access required to complete a request has several advantages. It decreases the maintenance of costs associated with highly secured devices and also improves the usability of the device. As a device is allowed to access more sensitive data, we require more frequent tests of user presence on the device. So the more we trust a given device, the shorter lived its credentials. So to wrap this up, there are three major takeaways. Endpoints are critical to cloud security. More devices and applications are being used by employees from more locations than ever before. Driving malicious actors with more sophisticated hacks, this creates a new security paradigm for businesses who ultimately need the right strategy and tools to keep their business safe. Security at the browser, device, and OS level is essential. Chrome Enterprise provides a secure entry point to the cloud with Chrome OS and the enterprise features and tools you need to ensure employees are compliant with the Chrome Enterprise license. And finally, trust endpoints and apps enable a tiered access strategy. At Google, we focus on a tiered access strategy for users, applications, and devices to ensure data is secured and always secure. If you'd like to learn more about Chrome Enterprise solutions for Chrome OS, you can go to enterprise.google.com/chrome/contact, and a representative will be in touch with you shortly. If you'd like to learn more about Chrome Enterprise solutions for Chrome browser, you can go to chrome.com/enterprise. We'll stay online for a few more minutes to continue to answer questions as they come in. Thank you very much, and I hope you found that this information was very helpful. Welcome everybody back to the live Q&A. So we've got a couple of questions here from the audience, so let's run through some of these questions right now. First question that's live is, how come there are 5 EMMs that were chosen to integrate with Chrome Enterprise? So I highlighted in the earlier presentation that there are 5 current EMMs that have been enabled and also partnered with to basically integrate and manage Chrome OS devices currently. We're not limited to these 5. There will be additional partnerships as a result of this, but these were the first 5 partners that actually engaged with us to go live. So we expect actually more partnerships to formulate as a result of this. Second question is, do I need a Chrome Enterprise license to use Chromebooks within my Microsoft Active Directory deployment? So the answer to that is yes, you do. You will need to actually, first off, you can actually sign up for a trial. And then secondly, if you wish to proceed, you can actually get an actual Chrome Enterprise license, and it would actually be an annual subscription license. This typically, the MSRP and the associated costs with that is, I believe, $50 a year. And that actually supports the Microsoft Active Directory integration with Chrome OS devices. Let's see. So we have some other additional questions. How much does the Chrome Enterprise license cost? That's a really good question. So the typical cost for Chrome Enterprise licensing, again, is $50 a year. It's a subscription-based annual offering. And also, let's see, there's one more question that's coming up live here is Chrome OS and Enterprise part of Google Cloud or separate to the Google division? So Chrome Enterprise actually sits underneath the Google Cloud umbrella. So Chrome Enterprise is actually part of the Google Cloud organization and team. So with that, thanks so much for watching. Please tune in on Tuesday, June 5th for the next Cloud on Air.